Who's actually parking their cars on Lilyfield Road? Is it residents or someone else? Now, these vehicles on the right, these trucks, etc., these have been here for weeks, and I doubt they're owned by residents and trucks and trailers. It's this part of Lilyfield Road. It's just a dumping ground essentially for commercial vehicles of all sorts. This is Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. and we're coming down towards the light rail station. And this is as we get towards the station. You do see more parking here, obviously with people wanting to catch the train into town. And then suddenly a whole pile of utes appear which weren't here on Sunday, and this is outside the big works depot. And obviously this is prime parking for tradies who are working at that site. Most of these would not be residents' vehicles because if they were, they would have been parked here on Sunday when people weren't working. You can see the trailers etc. along here haven't moved, and suddenly there's this whole expanse where there's lots of trailers parked but no vehicles. And why is that? Well, it's quite a walk here to the both the light rail station and that work site. I mean, why would you park up here and walk 300 or 400 metres when you could park right down there at the corner of was it Catherine Street, I think. Along here again you can see you know, you'd expect there to be residents' cars parked along here at 6:30 on a Monday morning, unless they were really eager beavers and up and left to work really early. And again we continue here. We've got the yard where they get the cranes etc. on the right. A lot of the parking on the left here is often taken up during the week by people working at those businesses over there on the right. Or, you know, I've seen people park here, pull fold-up bikes out of the back of their car and then ride across the Anzac Bridge to work. I mean, that's a good way on saving a lot of money on parking in town. Okay, here we are coming home at 4 o'clock on Monday. Let's have a look at the parking again. You can see there's more cars on the right hand side now. Again, as I said earlier, these are often people working in the business here on the left, the timber yard and the crane place. And let's have a look at how much parking is consumed along here now. Not a lot of private vehicles. As usual, heaps of boats, heaps of trailers, heaps of trucks, which just seem to sit there forever instead of actually being used. Crash car. Lots and lots of trailers, heaps of trailers, more trailers. Been a while since we've actually seen anything which you could class as a residence vehicle. Certainly on the right hand side, you know, there's a couple of cars there which might belong to residents, but on the railway side, absolutely nothing. Okay, now we're getting down into what you might call tradie territory. You can see the utes are starting to appear, and you know, these would be those ones there would be the tradies that arrived late to work. Got a crummy parking spot up the hill, didn't get one near the yard. You can see a lot of them. I think a lot of vehicles that were there first thing this morning at 6:30 have already gone. They've left for the day. I did notice quite a few people in high-vis gear this morning, you know, walking from those vehicles to the work site. On the right-hand side here, we've got the lunchbox takeaway place. So yeah, you do get a fair bit of activity around there in the morning with people dropping in for a coffee and a bacon and egg sandwich. And this section here on the left, yeah, this is parking for people who want to catch the light rail. All along here, come here on Sunday, there's no cars parked here. But as we get away from the light rail station, we start to get into the trucks and the vans and the boat which have been here for months. And when I come back through here in January, chances are they're still going to be here. So what does this mean? Well, when residents say they're concerned about loss of parking, I think that needs to be taken with a big grain of salt, and probably a lot more work put into you know, how many residents' vehicles are actually being parked out on the Lilyfield Road, because if you ask me, it's stuff all, and the concerns are massively overblown.